95, 2005. Seen it with my eyes. Dope still alive. Real mob ties. Real raw eyes. Real old eyes. All time high. Do it.
What's up, guys? It's Frozen. Today we're going to be bringing back my old series where I reviewed anime. We're going to start off with Dr.Stone today, and I'm going to do Fire Force tomorrow. We'll gradually add on anime to this list as we go on. I'm probably going to do One Piece too, and maybe y'all give me some more suggestions of some anime that y'all want me to review down below. But we're starting off with Dr.Stone today. Now, as for Dr.Stone, I like this anime a lot because it reminds me of my favorite anime of all time, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and we'll get into that later. But as for right now, I guess I'll give y'all the premise. For those who haven't watched it, I'll give you the premise of Dr.Stone. So for some unexplained reason, every human and some animals, not all animals, but definitely every human that we know of so far has been turned into stone. We don't know why, we don't know how. And the main character wakes up 3,700 years later. I'm pretty sure that's the number. And if I don't use names of the characters for this first episode, I'm still trying to remember them. I don't have their names right off the bat. I'm sorry, but as we go down the line, I'll have their names memorized. So I'm definitely gonna like this anime a lot by the time it's over. I'm almost positive. But the main character wakes up 3,700 years later. He's the first, as far as we know, he's the only person alive right now. So he starts rebuilding civilization. You know, starting building like his own. By the way, the main character is a genius. He's a high school genius. He's like one of the smartest people on the planet. He's only a high schooler, but you know, anime logic. But anyway, he starts building up the settlement, and he's waiting. He's completely confident that the second character will wake up. Because I won't get into why, but he's completely confident that he'll wake up. So he basically left a note for him saying, "Hey, when you wake up, come over here, bro. We got some shit to do, basically." So they wake up, they start rebuilding the civilization. The main character is the brains of the operation, and I can't remember. I'm sorry, y'all got to bear with me for the first episode. But the second character, he's the bronze of the operation. So they start making progress, leaps and strides to finding out. Basically, first they get accustomed to living in this new world. Secondly, they start trying to work on a cure, and they got to test out they use some of the animals that were turned into stone too. They use them as like the catalyst for the project. So they kept using basic, a whole bunch of different formulas to try to come up with something to cure the stone disease. I guess the best thing we can call it right now is a disease. And I think at the end of the first episode, they finally find the cure for it. And the second character wants to use it to bring back the girl that he was going to ask out before the world got turned to the stone. So that goes into the second episode. Now when they go to revive the girl, they get attacked by lions. The weirdest shit ever, but that's exactly what happened. They get attacked by lions, and instead of bringing the girl back, they needed somebody that could fight, so they brought back the strongest primate high schooler. He's a cool ass character. He's probably gonna be one of my favorite male characters from the show, definitely. But he's a cool ass character. So he's a high schooler, but he's a primate high school. He was called it before the world got turned into stone and went to the Stone Age. I'm not sure why he was called a primate high schooler before that, but he was. They revive him so they can fight the lions, and he basically beat the shit out of the lions. He does the hunting and gathering for them, but he has some type of ulterior motive. I'm not gonna spoil his ulterior motive because I think it's gonna be a good plot point. So I'll let y'all watch the second episode and y'all figure that out for yourselves. But basically, as my review for this anime, 2 episodes in, it's pretty good. It has an interesting concept that, I'm not gonna lie, if they don't explain why everybody got turned into stone and it just happens so the anime can happen and it never gets any type of explanation, I'm gonna be a little bit pissed off. If it gets any type of explanation, no matter how much sense it makes, I'll be fine with it. But in terms of an anime, the animation is decent. The voice acting is great. It has a good sense of humor, and it looks like there wasn't really much action in the first episode. The second episode, when the primate high schooler came back, he fought some lions, and that had decent animation. So I'm not sure how much fighting is going to be in this anime because I haven't read the manga myself. But I'm pretty sure the action scenes, based off that one scene alone, the action scenes will be pretty good. It's definitely worth the watch if you're a fan of like the more, I wouldn't say slice of life, but like less fighting. At least so far. Maybe there will be fighting down the line, but like less fighting, more story-driven anime and comedy-driven, because it has a decent sense of humor. That's one of the main reasons I like it. It has a decent sense of humor. It built up a good story so far in a good world, but we'll see what they do with that from here on out. And the main character, I think he's the reason I like this anime so much, because he reminds me of so much of Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist. If you don't know, he's my favorite anime character of all time. So they have those who have a lot of similarities. So I think that's what's drawing me to this anime. So if you're a fan of Fullmetal Alchemist and things like that, like a more brainy type of anime, this should be the anime for you. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some decent action down the line based off of this one episode. So what would I rank the anime right now? I'm not going to put a ranking on it. I'll wait till we get to like episode 10, then I'll rank the anime, because 2 episodes in, usually it's hard to rank something. But as of right now, we got some decent characters, a good world built up, a good story, everything. Like, as long as they explain why the world turned into stone, I'm pretty sure I won't have any problems with this game, with the story's narrative. So we should be fine there. And that's almost about it, because there wasn't really much learned in the first 2 episodes. It was basically a lot of world building, so it wasn't really much progression. So I think this is going to be a shorter review than my other one. Plus, I'm trying to condense these 2 episodes into one, because I got a lot of videos to work on today, because I got to do the Fire Force review and maybe a Xenoverse or a Jump Force video later. But that's neither here nor there. Not Fire Force. So get ahead of myself. Dr. Stone so far is a great anime. I think you should try it out. If action isn't a driving point of your anime, you'll definitely love it. But if you like that more action-driven anime, maybe this one isn't for you. Based off the first 2 episodes alone, maybe this one isn't for you. Maybe you should try Fire Force, which y'all get into that one tomorrow once y'all get the Fire Force review. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this video. Frozen out. Peace.
Freeze. Freeze. Now freeze. Freeze. Now freeze. Now